Let's now have the discussion on parametric surfaces. The discussion is divided into several parts. We now have the exercises or examples for the first part. If you want to try answering first, you may pause the video. If you want to see the solutions, you may continue playing. Kung ready na tayong makita yung solutions, discuss na natin yung first item. Pakilakasan ng konti yung volume ko, medyo mahina. Find the corresponding Cartesian equation for the parametric surface represented by this vector function with components u, 9u squared plus 4v squared, and 2v, and identify the surface. The parametric equations for the surface are x equals u, x equals the x component yon, and then y equals the y component, so y equals 9u squared plus 4v squared, then z equals the z component, so z equals 2v. Gagawin natin dito, i-express natin yung y in terms of x and z. Observe that 4v squared is the square of 2v. So we have y equals 9u squared plus the square of 2v. Since x equals u and z equals 2v, the Cartesian equation for the surface is y equals 9x squared plus z squared. And this equation represents an elliptic paraboloid. So we are now done with this example. Let us proceed to the next item. Ngayon yung vector function naman natin has components u plus v, u minus v, and 5u plus 6v. The parametric equations for the surface are x equals the x component, so x equals u plus v, y equals the y component, so y equals u minus v, and then z equals the z component, so 5u plus 6v. We will express z in terms of x and y. But before that, we express u in terms of x and y. Pag in-add natin yung x and y dito sa first two equations, ina-add natin itong u plus v tapos yung u minus v. So x plus y equals 2u. Dividing both sides by 2, we get u equals 1/2 x plus 1/2 y. Meanwhile, from the first equation, v equals x minus u. So we express v in terms of x and y, so that v equals x minus this expression. Ito yung u dito. V is also equal to this one. Since x minus half x equals 1/2 x, v equals 1/2 x minus 1/2 y. We can now express z in terms of x and y using this equation, and this expression for v. Hence, z equals this one. Ito yung u kanina. Tapos, ito yung v kanina. So, z is also equal to this one. so that z is equal to 11 over 2x minus 1 half y. Itong equation na to, pwede tayong mag-multiply both sides by 2 to get 2z equals 11x minus y. Lipat yung 2z dun sa kanan, we get 0 equals 11x minus y minus 2z. So the Cartesian equation is 11x minus y minus 2z equals 0. Actually, pwede na to as our Cartesian equation. Pero gusto natin i-identify yung surface, kaya sinulat natin in this form. This is an equation of the form ax plus by plus cz plus d equals 0. A equals 11, b equals negative 1, c is negative 2, d is 0. This surface represents a plane. And we are now done with the second example. Punta naman tayo dun sa next item. The vector function has components 3 sin u cosine v, 4 sin u sin v, and 5 cosine u. The parametric equations for this surface are x equals 3 sin u cosine v, y equals 4 sin u sin v, and z equals 5 cosine u. From the first equation, we have x over 3 equals sin u cosine v. From the second equation, we have y over 4 equals sin u sin v. Gagawin natin dito, sulat natin yung x over 3 squared plus y over 4 squared in terms of u and v. So that this expression is equal to square nito plus square nito, or this expression. Factor out sin squared u. Ito makukuha natin. But cosine squared v plus sin squared v is equal to 1. So this is just equal to sin squared u. From the third equation, we get z over 5 equals cosine u. So that this expression, saan naman to equal? Itong first two, pag inad natin, that's equal to sin squared u. Galing dun sa kinompute natin kanina. And z over 5 squared is equal to cosine squared u. And then sin squared u plus cosine squared u is equal to 1. Yung left hand side equal din to sa x squared over 9 plus y squared over 16 plus z squared over 25. So the Cartesian equation for the surface is x squared over 9 plus y squared over 16 plus z squared over 25 equals 1. This equation represents an ellipsoid. That ends the third example and part 1 of the discussion. If you have any questions about the examples, you may ask your teacher. Meron pang part 2 yung discussion on the next video.